In a world overwhelmed by the roar of engines, the clamor of industry, and the unyielding pulse of human progress, there exists a realm of whispers only the attentive can hear. Imagine for a moment a secret conversation unfolding silently beneath our very feet, a dialogue as old as time and as intricate as the brushstrokes of a master painter. Today, we journey in that hidden universe, the unexplored language of animals, where infrasound vibrations, delicate pheromones, and subtle body signals form an elaborate code. This code, so vital to survival and coexistence, is being distorted by our own relentless noise. It is a tale of wonder, of betrayal, and of hope, a call to truly listen and understand the living symphony around us. Our journey begins in quiet forests, vast savannas, and hidden underwater realms, where every rustle, every tremor, and every glint of light in the thermal spectrum tells a story. Here, animals communicate with a precision that defies our modern clamor, relying on frequencies that humans have long ignored or misunderstood. In this opening act, we delve deep into what we call the unbroken code, the sophisticated language of life itself. Scientific advancements, from thermal imaging to seismic sensors, have gradually unveiled these secret signals. Researchers using ultra-slow motion techniques reveal the graceful gestures of a gazelle, the intricate dance of a school of fish, and the nuanced expressions of primates in distress. These are not mere instincts, they are profound messages, woven into millennia of evolution. Through decades of study, experts have uncovered how animals use infrasound and pheromones to communicate, ushering in messages of love, danger, and mourning. In the low hum of the natural world, even the softest whisper of a breeze carries the languages of countless lives. Even the flutter of wings or the shimmer of a moth's flight under UV light becomes a verse in an ongoing epic of survival. But as the natural soundscape becomes infiltrated by human noise, a relentless barrage of industrial clatter and urban hum, the clarity of these messages fades. A once pristine conversation is now layered with static. Consider the plight of songbirds, whose serenades are often drowned out by the honking of vehicles, or marine mammals, whose intricate clicks and whistles are masked by the concreted vibrations of shipping lanes. Studies have shown that anthropogenic noise pollution disrupts not only the beauty of nature's music, but endangers the very survival of species. As habitats are overtaken by the low rumble of progress, animals lose not only their voices, but also their ability to communicate effectively during mating, foraging, and evading predators. It is here, at the intersection of scientific wonder and ethical urgency, that our story truly begins, a tale of nature's unbroken dialogue, now silenced by human interference. Deep in the intricate matrices of animal behavior lies a profound enigma. What if the very signals we dismissed as mere background noise are in fact vital communications, messages that, if deciphered, could teach us more about coexistence than we ever imagined? This is the question that propels our exploration. As we peel away layers of misunderstanding, we discover that the animal kingdom speaks in a language fluid and complex, a language that, when correctly interpreted, reveals the heartbeat of our planet. In the undisturbed realms of nature, every creature communicates with urgency and precision. The rustle of a small mammal in the underbrush might signal the presence of a predator, while the subtle changes in the glow of thermal imagery can reflect an animal's stress or contentment. The intricate signals of infrasound, a frequency too low for human ears, serve as sentinels of nature's inner workings. Yet, when human ambition intrudes, these signals become a cacophony of misinterpreted cues. Today we witness a staggering phenomenon. Human noise pollution, the relentless surge of industrial sounds, is drowning out these critical communications. Now, as we transition into the heart of our exposé, the narrative takes on a more urgent tone. Welcome to the silence of the lab, where decades of scientific research and ethical oversight come under scrutiny. The once celebrated work of early pioneers in animal communication has, over time, proven both revolutionary and flawed. Projects like the infamous Project NIM once promised breakthroughs in our understanding of animal intellect, revealing through innovative experiments that animals possess forms of language and thought we are only beginning to comprehend. However, as the dust settled and the results came in, a harsher truth emerged. Misinterpretation and anthropocentric bias had tainted these early efforts. When researchers attempted to bridge the gap between human and animal communication, they often fell prey to misunderstandings. The so-called aggressive behavior observed in some animals was swiftly labeled as aggression, ignoring deeper layers of fear, distress, and even a desperate plea for help. In the controlled chaos of captivity and the artificial environments of research labs, nuanced signals were reduced to oversimplified labels. The Great Betrayal was not merely a scientific oversight, it was an ethical failure. The labs that once buzzed with hope have since become somber arenas of ethical reckoning. Here, the evidence is unavoidable. Acoustic data, captured with state-of-the-art seismic sensors and thermal imaging systems, reveal that domesticating the language of animals is not just a challenge of sound, but one of empathy and understanding. In controlled experiments, subjects of varied species have demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability. Yet, when human noise invades these carefully arranged experiments, their signals become distorted, their intent mangled. One must ask, can we truly claim to understand another species when our own interferences render their calls into a jumbled static? Data from recent studies make our concern even more pressing. The continuous hum of traffic and the incessant buzz of industrial machinery have been shown to force animals to alter their natural vocalizations. In some cases, entire populations have migrated away from once thriving habitats, leaving behind deserted regions where nature's intricate dialogues once flourished in full harmony. It is not only the wild that suffers. The very fabric of controlled environments like industrial farms is torn apart by these same disruptions. Thermal imaging has exposed how signs of distress in confined animals are routinely ignored in favor of maximizing production. Here, the voice of the animal is lost in the din of mechanized efficiency, its silent screams masked by the overwhelming noise of progress. The ethical implications are profound. When we ignore these signals, we not only dismiss the intrinsic rights of other beings, but also compromise our own future. Amidst these revelations, one cannot help but reflect on the gravity of our actions. Our modern world, powered by relentless growth and encroachment, has inadvertently spurred a silent crisis, a crisis where the inability to properly decode animal communication leads to ethical lapses on a grand scale. In the final analysis, the misinterpretation of these natural signals is not merely a matter of faulty research. It is a clarion call for introspection and change. The unraveling of the animal tongue is intertwined with a broader environmental catastrophe, one that threatens biodiversity and jeopardizes the delicate equilibrium of life itself. Yet there is hope. From the darkness of this ethical conundrum emerges a new generation of scientists armed with groundbreaking tools and an unwavering commitment to truth. Enter the age of the new listeners, a movement dedicated to harnessing machine learning and artificial intelligence to decrypt the silent language of nature. These pioneering researchers are building sophisticated models that can capture the nuance and emotion embedded in animal communication. By analyzing patterns in infrasound vibrations, decoding chemical signals like pheromones, and interpreting body language through advanced visual processing, these scientists are rewriting the rulebook of interspecies communication. Imagine a future where sensors and algorithms work in perfect harmony with nature. In laboratories and in the wild, Machine learning models are already demonstrating their prowess by accurately predicting animal behavior and deciphering calls that were once deemed unintelligible. The revolution is not solely technological, it is deeply ethical. When technology amplifies our ability to hear and understand, it becomes a tool for justice, for correcting centuries of neglect and misinterpretation. The new listeners not only capture data, they translate the silent struggles and triumphs of animals into a language that inspires and mobilizes. In one striking example, a team of conservationists used advanced monitoring systems to study a population of endangered marine mammals. The machine learning algorithms discerned a subtle decline in vocal activity, correlating it with increased underwater noise from nearby shipping lanes. Armed with this data, local governments enacted protective measures, curbing the noise pollution and creating safe zones for these majestic creatures. It was a victory not just for science, but for the ethical mandate to coexist harmoniously with all life. The technology is not confined to marine life alone. On land, pioneering projects integrate AI-enabled thermal and UV imaging to monitor vast herds of wildlife. These projects shed light on previously undetectable distress signals among animals confined in industrial farming environments or displaced by urban sprawl. The results are both heart-wrenching and hopeful. They show that, even amid widespread neglect, targeted actions based on precise data can restore the balance of our ecosystems and rekindle the ancient dialogue between species. As the narrative shifts from the dark silence of misinterpretation to the hopeful cadence of renewal, we must ask ourselves, what is our role in this ongoing dialogue? How can we, members of a human race often characterized by our deafening noise, learn to truly listen? Every technological breakthrough, every conservation success, and every moment of introspection guides us closer to a future where animals are acknowledged not as subjects of scientific curiosity, but as sentient beings with their own voices, voices that deserve to be heard. In the final act of our journey, the call is clear and unambiguous. The architects of coexistence are emerging from labs, from conservation initiatives, and from communities that have begun to honor the intricate language of animals. They advocate for a radical shift in perspective, a transition from a paradigm of extraction and dominance to one of empathy and mutual respect. This is not merely a shift in scientific methodology, it is a rebirth of an ancient agreement, a silent pact that has long bound the fates of all living beings on this planet. Before our journey draws to a close, let us pause and reflect on what we have witnessed. The silent negotiations of the natural world are not relics of a bygone era. They are active, vibrant, and in peril. From the subtle changes in infrasonic tremors to the complex patterns encoded in pheromones, every signal is a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains life. Today, we stand at a pivotal moment. The transformative work of scientists who harness advanced artificial intelligence to decode the animal lexicon is leading us into a new era of coexistence. Their discoveries are not only reshaping our understanding of nature's complexity, but also offering a roadmap to mend our fractured relationship with the world around us. Each breakthrough reinforces the truth that coexistence is not an abstract ideal. It is an attainable reality fueled by empathy, innovation, and a deep respect for the lives of all beings. As we reach the end of this journey, allow the whispers of the wild to ignite a sense of responsibility in you. It begins with listening, to the rustle of leaves, to the subtle shifts in thermal readings, and to the inaudible frequency of a heartfelt animal call. Our future depends on our willingness to reconnect with the natural world and to honor the silent agreements that have long sustained life on this planet. The time has come to recalibrate our world and to make space for the voices of nature. Embrace interspecies listening as not just a scientific challenge, but as a moral imperative. The silent conversation is ongoing, and every creature involved deserves to be heard. This is our call to action. Tune in, act now, and help preserve the natural symphony of life.